Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Nathaly, Raya here, and welcome to today's video. For today's video, I am going to be talking about the few things that I found different while living here in Germany. So these are things that I noticed since day one and so on that I kind of got used to already. They're kind of like whatever things. If you're coming here to see or to learn what are the biggest cultural shocks as an American living in Germany and all of that, let me just say that I actually already have 2 videos on those. If you guys want to check them out, I'll leave them linked right up here. I talk about things that were actually really surprising, like the no speed limit in the Autobahn, literally no speed limit, or the tampons. Now these things are entirely different. They're tiny little things that people don't think it's worth mentioning because they're not a huge deal. Things that you see every single day here while living in Germany that you don't see back at home. Before we continue, if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below right now. Also make sure you click that little notification bell button is right next to the subscribe button so you guys don't miss out from any of my upcoming new videos. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram at Nathaly Raya, that's how you can find me. So this first one is festivals. Festivals here are actually free. In Arizona, I'm just gonna go ahead and use Arizona as the example just because I am from Arizona, so these are things that I didn't see back at home. So in Arizona, every single festival that I would ever go to, there was always a fee. I would go to like the pizza festivals, taco festivals, and all of these things, but you had to pay a fee to get in, and then you still have to pay for like the food and drinks and everything, so it just adds up. Here, we have gone to a few festivals where they're entirely free, like just open to the community. We have gone to a few food truck festivals type, which those are always free to get in. Same goes to the Volksfest, which are actually really huge festivals like all over Germany.
Did we just walk into a festival free?
And those are free to get in as well, including Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is like one of the biggest festivals in this entire world, and it is free. It is free. Number 2 is counting. Not a huge deal, but back at home we're used to counting with our index finger as number 1, number 2, number 3. It is just something that we're actually really used to that we don't really notice. While here, you start with your thumb. I feel like I've mentioned this before in one of my vlogs, but I never really like put it in one of these videos. So counting here starts with your thumb, and it just goes like that, which I'm actually really used to already. I already got used to it. And then when I go back home, this is literally how I count, and I think it's so cool while everybody else is just like 2. Number 3 is the windows. The windows is probably one of the coolest things about what we see in our homes. I've talked about the windows before in one of my vlogs, just kind of telling you guys how scared I was when I thought I broke it because I was trying to open it and it kind of just pulled and it just cracked open, and it happened with the door, so that was actually really freaky. The windows here in Germany are super different from the windows that we have back at home. Back at home we have several different type of windows. You know, you could pull them up or kind of slide them to the left or to the right, whatever. The windows here are really cool because you can actually turn and then you pull and it cracks open on the top, and if you want to have it fully open, that little knob, you turn it all the way up and then it just opens, like the entire window opens. Some of the doors do that as well. My mother-in-law was actually here a few weeks ago, and the windows was one of the things that she really liked and literally wished that she could take them home because we don't have that over there. This next one is building floors. For some reason, this is such a whatever thing. So when we are in a garage or in a hotel and we're taking the elevator either up or down, usually in the States, you get the first floor, which is the first floor, and then the lobby floor is always like an L or a G, whatever, like there's always like a letter. It never says 0. Here in Germany it says 0. So the first time that I saw that I was like, wait, where are we going? Not a big deal. I already got used to it. 0 means lobby, which is really simple, but I was just not used to seeing it that way. So this next one is size money. The value in size money. The smaller the coin bill, the smaller the value, and then the bigger the bill, the bigger the coin is, the bigger the value. There's no other way to put it, but just laying them out in front of you and actually seeing that this is less and this is more is pretty cool because in the States, like, it just doesn't match. Like a penny is actually bigger than a dime size. You know what I mean? This next one is shopping carts. pretty much renting your cards. I've also shared this with you guys in probably 2 of my vlogs where I'm actually like showing you guys, but I've never really like talked about it. Also, I've never really added it to one of these videos. Shopping carts. If you are trying to shop at a grocery store and you know you need a grocery cart, you always have to carry change with you, either 50 cents, €1 or €2. That's what the cards take. You put in your little coin and then that one little key comes out and you could pull it out. But it's not like you're actually paying for the cards, you're kind of just renting it, because you do get your coin back when you're returning your card. You don't see this at all back in the States. You actually in fact see cards out in the streets, or like kids take them and then just leave them like behind an alley, or you know, something like that. So here you don't see that because everybody wants to get their money back. I mean, hello. That one is a really cool one, but then at the same time I'm like 50-50 with it, because I still get annoyed that I always have to carry €1 with me. When my husband and I go grocery shopping and we're about to get off, we look at each other like, did you bring €1? Please tell me you brought €1. And then we're over there like digging all over the car until we find a coin to rent out a cart. Okay, this next one is bedding. I am not a fan of bedding here in Germany. In all of the hotels that we have stayed at, we've probably gotten like maybe 2-3 pretty good beds, but for the most part they're always like twin beds, and then there's like this top layer that kind of makes it into like a king size bed. Also, for the most part they always lay 2 twin comforters in the bed, like one on the left side and one on the right side. My husband actually loves that idea because we each get our own, but I like a huge heavy comforter if I'm gonna be laying in a big bed. Like, that's just the way that it is. If I get a twin size comforter, it's definitely not the same. It's weird. I feel like I'm sleeping in a little kid's bed, especially because I like to throw my leg over the comforter and have that little space between my 2 knees and actually be covered. If I do that with those twin comforters, my whole ass is uncovered. And for the most part, that's kind of what they do with bedding here in Germany. Now, I can't say that everyone does it, but mainly all of the hotels that we have stayed at, including Airbnbs, which are pretty much other people's homes, do that. This next one is AC. AC. So in Arizona, I don't think I've ever been to a home, a store. I don't think I've ever been anywhere where they don't have AC indoor. So here, there's like a few huge stores that might have AC. For the most part, a lot of these places don't. And I just cannot deal with it. Oh, so that's where those windows come in handy, because you could crack them open or leave them all the way open, which is kind of cool because it does get kind of chilly in the nighttime, which we sleep with our window cracked open every single day, all year long. We're about to be here for 1 year. Like, I have walked into a whole lot of little small boutiques and all of that. I can't do it. There's no way that I'm going to be in the dressing room sweating. Also, a lot of these places like to keep their place really warm during this time of year, fall. I don't know if they're keeping it warm or if it's just really warm because there's just no AC and that's the room temperature that you get. It is pretty much the end of September. I don't think it's that cold right now. I could go outside with maybe a long sleeve, a thin long sleeve, and I'll be good. But as soon as I walk into a building, into a restaurant, I'm just like, sleeves up. I just think it's insanely warm. This next one is, again, not a big deal. I'm okay with it now, but in the beginning I was kind of iffy about it, and that is milk and eggs not being refrigerated here. I'm guessing it's just really normal. However, back at home, all of that stuff is refrigerated, and here maybe you could find a small little section where they have some milk refrigerated. All the eggs that I have ever seen in all of these stores, because I've tried maybe about 6 different grocery stores while living here in Germany, and every single place has the eggs kind of in the middle of the aisle, like in a basic place, which at first I thought it was really weird. I don't know, you guys help me out on that one. Tell me why Germany doesn't refrigerate their eggs or their milk. Alright guys, well those were the few things that I thought were worth mentioning. I am gonna end today's video right here. I do want to give out a shout out, and today's shout out goes out to Sasha LeBoy. Shout out to you, girl. And if any one of you guys will also like a shout out, all you have to do is make sure to be subscribed and comment anything your big ol' heart desires. I love you guys all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to join the Raya family, and I'll see you guys soon.